Yep. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Twist Johnson. So grab your substance in your wands or stay sober minded, if you will. With that being said, let's start the show. But if you feeling my vibe, like, share, and subscribe. You can catch all the handles down in the description below. And before we get into my brother and the camera with me, we got the current events that nobody asked for. Today, we're just gonna give a shout out to a book. We've been doing human services. We're going to keep that series going. So if you see the book, this is what it is. And it's for studies for our up and coming scholars and practitioners in the human services environments. So it's called Multicultural Social Work Practice. This is the second edition. Ladies and gentlemen, diversity is very important, especially when you're dealing with the human services environment. So make sure that you guys grab that book if you're trying to study and understand what it is to deal with multicultural environments. This book is by Darud Wing Su and Makai and Rashid, and it's called Multicultural Social Work Practice, the second edition. That's the current events that nobody asked for. So we're going to introduce my brother.
What's up, my good people? It's your homeboy Adam Emil. I'm straight from Chicago, singer, songwriter, performer, entrepreneur, philanthropist. Happy to be here, Twist. Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Amen. So who would you like to pour out or pour up for?
Let's pour out for Quincy Jones. Let's pour one out for my homeboy Coolio. Rest in peace. And let's pour out one for Bill Withers. So let's pour up for Kiki Hills Entertainment, Katrina and Rachel, and also all my followers, fans, and friends. But let's pour up for them one time.
I'll be drinking water. We got my brother Adam. So, we are here today to promote your single. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, the single is titled Enough, featuring Cordy Blocker, produced by T.L. Williams and the legendary Toxic. It's an incredible groove. It's getting a lot of momentum. I think your listeners will love it. I just want them to give it a chance. Check it out. Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms. Download it. Share it if you like it, and just rock with it.
Like, I had an opportunity to hear the song at least a few times. I'm feeling it. It's got that vibe to that. Like, you can catch it definitely in the club. And like, I'm
For
not
sure.
overselling, so I'll
Appreciate
definitely be shopping it around. I've let a few people hear it. My like as I was playing it like on the speaker, they're like, "Yo, what's that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's that shit.
you.
It's
Okay.
that shit."
I
So like,
respect
I
it.
do
Thank you.
encourage people to definitely like take a listen to that. I'll definitely leave the link in the description below so you can check it out.
For
So the
sure.
music industry in itself, are you independent? Are you signed?
I'm currently with a label. It's a smaller label, distributed through Universal Music Group. But it's in it's like a boutique label, but we get hands on, and it's a good situation. So I'm happy with it. Yeah, I'm with Chicago Creed right now, sub company of Kingdom Records.
Love that, love that. So how long have you been doing music?
Oh man, shoot, I don't really like using dates, but I've been
Love it.
I usually say 10 plus years. But man, I've been doing music all my life. But I really got serious about it when I went to Chicago State University. Shout out to the Cougars. And then I majored in music to learn the theory, and a lot of counterpointing and things like that. And that's when I first started recording my first album. So yeah, it's been many years, man, in the game, man. 10 plus.
I love that. So for like 10 plus years, I can imagine that you've seen the shift. Like, back in the day we had the CDs, the distribution like that, and now, you can stream. Like, how was it to transition from how it was to what it is now?
Yeah, I mean there's pros and cons, right? So, in some of my talks with some of my mentees and mentors, we talk about how we wish we could still sell CDs out the trunk. But
Mm.
ultimately, there's still a lot more opportunities and advantages now with social media or online and advertisement, direct media marketing and things like that. So, you got to take the good with the bad. You know, so it's just that tangible product that they kind of took from us. But there's other ways around it, so we just have to be creative and clever.
Right. Like, yeah, I haven't took it as far as you have, but like I did understand, like I was having a joke with another partner that came up before about like distributing CDs and like adding like a quick nickel bag to marijuana to make it more appealing. So it's
Fact.
like Yeah, you have to have like some tricks to make it work. And like the way it is now, I feel like it's it's easier, but it's not as special as it was, because like then like it had to be word of mouth to get across. But it still has its own effects. So
Yeah, yeah.
why before we jump off it, you did say that you guys wish that y'all could go back to it. Well, why would that be?
Well, I mean, because if me and you hook up and we go to one of the busiest areas in my area, like a Walmart or a Target or the United, after a game or a concert, you got 1,000 CDs in your trunk, and it's a tangible good. So it's not necessarily us selling them on what the product sounds like. It's our charisma, it's our style, it's our salesmanship, it's you know our likability. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but now it's more so the consumer has to hear about it first, or it has to have some notoriety before they even press play on it, bro. And back then, you get the $10 and walk away. The person might not never even play the CD,
No,
but you
that's a fact.
but you still got the 10. You feel me? So, in terms of independence, you know, I've kind of missed those days because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But I'm not crying about it or anything like that. But the market is very saturated in the industry now, and everybody wants Spotify numbers and iTunes numbers and this and this and that. But if we could sell 10,000 out the trunk at $10 a pop, you could do the math. You feel me? So
Yeah.
so we just got to, like I say, be clever and figure it out.
Okay. I mean, you absolutely right. Like I said, like it was more special, it was more intimate than like even if they didn't listen to the actual project, you still did get a compensation. That's cool. So the direction that you have when it comes to like your genre, do you have a genre? Because people don't like to be put in a box. Do you have a genre? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, I call it R&B pop, urban pop. Yeah, R&B. People are gonna define it as they will. But when it hits top charters, then it's all pop music at the end of the day. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel that. Who would you like to work with as far as like mainstream?
man. I mean, there's quite a few that I wouldn't mind working with, bro. You know, shoot, I wouldn't mind Snoop on the track.
Snoop.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind, Waka Flocka on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind getting a collab from Fat Joe. Um, and some of the younger guys, I mean, I wouldn't mind, working with Coco Jones or working with, um, maybe I don't know, I can't say Little Dirk right now, but but maybe a Chance the Rapper or something like that, get a
Oh
feature or something
man,
like that. Yeah, Peter Cottontail or something like that. Yeah.
nah, I feel that man. Yeah, it's Lil Durk, man. Like he would have definitely been one of those steppers too. You said Fat Joe. I ain't hear somebody say Uncle Joe in a minute.
Yeah,
That's
Fat still
beautiful.
making his moves, man. He's still
Oh
making his
hell yeah,
rounds.
hell yeah. Like shout out to the Giants. Like I love them. Like so you said like R&B. So
Yeah.
how has R&B in your definition? How has it changed from then to now?
Um, I mean, I personally feel like R&B is still there. Um, you still got records coming from Usher. You got people like, Jacquees, or you got people like, Neo that's still dropping stuff. There's so many singers and Giveon, and R&B is still very present.
Mm.
Um, now being top charters, it's more pop, Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, more multicultural type artists. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think if you need R&B, it's still there for you. If you're looking for it, when you get tired of, the mumble rap and, you know what I mean, the shoot 'em up and all of that, we here for you on the R&B side. We're still here for you. We ain't going nowhere.
Nah, facts. Cause like you hear the conversation where it's like R&B is not the same. Like you have back then, the slow jams and the candles lit. the 12 play, 4 plays before you get in. Now you hear something like NOE Chopper, like, bitch, let me fuck. Like, hurry up, take it off, pop these pills, and like open your legs. So it's like it's lost
Yeah,
this essence of how it was, but
yeah. I
you're
wouldn't
absolutely
classify
right.
that as R&B. You know what I mean? To me, that's
Okay.
rap or some kind of new genre, but that's definitely not. And a lot of times they refer to your example that you gave. That's the '90s music. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it was a different era. Chivalry was still going strong and things like that. So the music kind of reflects the culture or the communities. So if y'all want better music, you know what I'm saying let's have better relationships, and that music will fit.
Mm, mm. Boy, ate on that. Yeah. I mean, so that's like just talk about like was there any struggles like coming up like into this music game?
Absolutely. I mean, finances were always, everything cost in the music industry, whether it be music that you're trying to create or, trying to get in the club to pay to get a DJ a little something to spin your record or
Mm,
photo shoots, music videos, PR teams, everything costs, so that was always, I'm not going to say it was a struggle, but it was always something that was at the forefront. Do I want to pay for this service right now?
mm,
And then what can I do for myself to not have to pay? Other than that, it's just continuing to develop as an artist, working on your stage presence, working on your melodies and your lyrics, different beats and tracks, just trying to understand where you're really trying to get to as an end goal in terms of your overall product or brand. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, it's an uphill battle, and even when you get there, right? When you win the Grammy and when you get all of that, you got the X on your chest now, so everybody's gunning
facts.
for you now, right? So
Mm.
it's a constant journey.
I love that. So, inquiring minds, of course. I mean, I hope it's not a repetitive question, but who is Adam Emil? Like, who are
Man,
you?
man, that's a good question. Adam Emil is very laid back at times. I like to consider myself to be funny, hilarious, a comedian. When you get to know me and I feel comfortable enough to shoot off some jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but definitely a loyal person, honest. I wasn't always honest. I've learned to be honest over the years. Um, a God fearing man. A father, a husband, a son, a brother, and extremely in love with music. My passion for music has increased over the years, and I just want to bless the world with my voice before my time is up, and hopefully give the world a rhythm that they can move to and groove to. Um, and have another success story that can inspire others. That's my hope.
So, like, how do you balance being a family man? Because I heard you say husband, father. How do you balance being a family man and being an artist?
Yeah, I mean, the best time to work is when the little ones are at school. So you get up early with the kids. They get dropped off or whatever the case be, and it's grind time. Studio sessions usually are about 8 hour blocks, and the kids are usually in school for about six and a half, seven.
Mm,
If there's any extra school activities, that helps. But at the end of the day, you need about 8 hours to whether work on performance or work on songs or make phone calls or emails. 8 hour block, I think, is healthy. I remember Eminem saying he went to the studio every day, but he never stayed longer than 10 hours,
mm,
because you need to do other things. You need to, the bad example, but go golf or something, or go play pool, or, you know, something, play bones or something like that, or
right,
go hang out with a friend, or go, give some time to the community, donate your time or whatever. And then the next morning you can get up and you can do it again, but you got to stay fresh, So
right.
8 hour blocks, I think, is how you manage it.
So, where do you get your music creativity from?
And just the inspirations of all the records I've heard over the years,
Mm-hmm.
even being young, I think it's just a mash of all of that. So many artists that I've been inspired by. Goal is to find something unique that's your sound. You don't want to really sound like anybody else, even though everybody, every artist, you hear, oh, you remind me of, everybody says that,
Yeah.
but but it's a compliment, as long as it's a good reminder of. But ultimately, I think it's just a mashup of everything that I've heard over the years and certain vibes that just stuck out to me. And my voice is unique in my own way, so you still get your own uniqueness.
Has anyone said that you reminded them of someone?
Yeah, I get it a lot. I mean, not always vocally. I've heard vocally that there's some Jamie Foxx sometimes in my voice, maybe some John Legend a little bit, but I get references. Oh man, you look like Ludacris, or you remind me of Drake, or you look like John Legend a little bit. It's like thank you, thank you, thank you. Shall I tell you what you look like? No.
Yeah, like all right, like I look like everybody else but me. Like
Yeah,
that's
right.
cool.
Well, they don't. Right, exactly. But it's one of those things you have to take as a compliment, and they don't. I don't think they mean it to be insulting, but
Yeah, I don't feel that. Like so like as an artist, you've been doing this for a little while. Shot Town, shout out. Do you
yeah.
get recognized?
I've been recognized before in the airport. Chicago is one of the man. I was just at a bar and Chance the Rapper, because Peter Cottontail I went to college with, and Peter
Okay,
had a lot to do with the four. They won 4 Grammys together for his last album. And
okay,
Peter was DJing at this little small lounge, and Chance was there. Chance comes out. Me and my homies and my lady was there, and Chance comes out, and we're right at the window, and he's staring at us at the window. We looking at him, and we just turned around and just went back to conversing, right? And he just walked off, and I'm like, that's why people love Chicago, because it's like everybody's a superstar in Chicago. Like we
hmm
don't go crazy over, you know, people that are famous, and we also want them to feel comfortable and not, you know what I'm saying, like be bombarded. Like we watch them get bombarded on TV. So
right.
when you come home, it's like this respect, you know. So not so much in Chicago, but other places and airports I have been recognized before. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's like New York. Like there's a lot of like star power. Like you'll see stars walking down the street, no security. Whether they're like on mainstream or you see them like
Right.
on YouTube or TikTok or like Spotify. So like you like hey you home. You want them to feel relaxed. So
Yeah.
it's like yo what's up? Get a quick pic. Not make it
Right.
so
Right.
hot.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so like stages. Are there any big stages that we might know of that's like outside of Chicago that you have hit yet?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very tough for me to remember some of the names of the places.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be very tough for me. I should have pulled up some of the names. But I know it's an amphitheater in California, and there's so many places. It was up in the mountains, and it might have been like on a winery, um, estate or something like that. But
Well,
just beautiful, beautiful places like that. Amphitheaters are a lot of fun. But we played many arenas in the United States. We played many arenas in Canada. Um, but yeah, I mean, most of them are like athletic arenas for hockey and basketball. You know what I mean? So,
okay. Yeah.
but the ones that stick out the most, I think, are like the amphitheaters that are oddly positioned and located on wineries and stuff like that that are appealing to the eye. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to rephrase it, but it seemed like you pretty much like summed it up because I was going to be like, okay, if you can't remember the stages, what states have you been in? But now we can move into like the preparation, like me and you right now shooting a GIF or like
Yeah.
you being on the stages. What is your preparation to get like prepared to be on the stages or be on these shows? Like,
Yeah.
what's
I
the
love that.
how do
I
you
love
get
that.
into it?
I mean, I'll keep it 100 with you, bro. So, like, before you catch the flight, or once you landed off the flight in the state, in the area,
Easy.
I'll just say wardrobe is important. You want to make sure you got the wardrobe, and then the flight. Most people been on flights, so we can skip that. But ultimately, when you land, a lot of times there is a sound check right around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. There's a sound check. If your flight comes in right around that sound check, you realize might you might miss a chance to get a nap.
Mm.
So when you land, the main thing that was on my mind a lot of times was a nap. Um, I keep it 100 with you because we perform around 7, 8, maybe 9, and you just want to be fresh. So sound check happens whenever that happens, and then if you can take a nap, you wake up, you warm your vocals up, you shower, you get your wardrobe ready, and then you start to just relax your body. And then they pick you up, you get to the arena, and you wait some more. You get to the dressing room, and hopefully it's some things you like in the dressing room: some tea, some honey, some fruit, some salad, some water. And then you start to slap fives with other people that are performing as well, and you mix and
Mm-hmm.
mingle. There may be some meet and greets beforehand, but there's a lot of wait time for 15 to 20 minutes on stage, for those
Mm.
types of shows, um, but that's the time where, yeah, idle hands can can go the wrong way if you don't discipline yourself.
Okay, I could dig that. Yeah, shit. I mean, it's like, yeah, I can only imagine, like, just like moving from state to state and like getting on the stages and getting prepared for these shows, like the hands you have to make. So it's like, I'm wondering, like, the mental health piece of that is like, how does it make you feel? Like, is it overwhelming? Do you get anxiety? Can you get depressed? Like, there's a lot that goes into just being a musician.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a fun question and that's great. I want to say once you get off the stage too, it kind of goes with our first response. When you get off the stage, man, that's when you at your highest feeling. You feel incredible. You've accomplished it. You hit every note. The crowd
Mm.
received it. The job is done. Right, paycheck comes through. You just feel great. And then that's when you decide, well, what do you do? So a lot of the guys that I was around, a lot of them would hang out for a little bit and go
Mhm.
right back to the hotel, and you wouldn't see them anymore. But that was the mature ones, right? They had a different path. But there was some that hung out. Hey, where we going tonight? So now we making phone calls, making sure we got some red ropes and champagne set up for the club.
Mhm.
Maybe squeeze some dollars out the club, to pay us to come through and hang out.
Right.
Um, but with all of that, I never experienced depression while I was on the road and doing shows. The depression came in around COVID, and I speak lightly about depression because I've never been in a deep depression. Um, but it's just like not knowing what's next because it was really a lot of time to sit down and reflect when COVID happened. What 2020? Um, so yeah, man, you get used to being busy, and then all of a sudden it stops. So that's where you have to really check yourself, keep yourself busy, surround yourself by people that love you, and then trust and believe and keep working.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that is very important. Some people are opposite, like they have to keep moving, and that's their happy place. Where others they like relaxation, that's
Yeah,
their happy place. So you are a person that likes to be on the go. So
yeah,
there's a lot of people that reported COVID made them depressed because they couldn't move.
right, exactly.
I get that. So
Yeah,
we just let's we're gonna wrap up soon because I know you're a very busy man. So enough. What birthed that project? Enough. What what's the inspiration behind that?
yeah. I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to my homeboy who I also went to school with, T.L. Williams. He had most of it, a lot of it done when he brought it to me, and felt my voice would work perfect on it. But we wanted to have something that was I'm a piano vibe, island vibe, African instruments, um, a love song. I kept stressing, hey, let's just sing about love, but make it fun. And that's what came out, man. We got a lot of other great records, but this one got a good response to it, and it made it as the first single out. Shout out to
Mm.
Courtney Blocker also for dropping a hot verse on it too. So
Shout out.
he gave us that African vibe that we were looking for, and it was a blessing.
Amen. So like after the single, what's next? What are we expecting?
Man, we got a single so far. It's titled. I'll give it to you. It's titled "Don't Let Go."
Okay,
I,
we got that.
I love the record. A lot of the women around me love it. It's their favorite record. So I can't wait to get the response and feedback from people like yourself and your fan base,
All right.
and see what the vibe is like, and hopefully we can take it up another level too with
Oh
this one.
yeah. All right. So we're gonna have another single coming out.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh,
real
all
soon.
right. All right. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we got enough right now, but then it's like now we not gonna let go. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
man.
enough, but
Yep,
don't let go. I love that.
absolutely.
That's good shit. Okay.
I do. I
Um,
appreciate it, Twist.
I love that. So like we don't want to spoil it because we're staying on the singles right now. If you don't want to give us the title of the album and that's not ready to throw out there yet, how about just off of the songs that's being put out, maybe like a direction of what this album is. What do we expect from it when it comes out?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I currently have not decided what the title of the album is going to be. Like I told you, I'm honest. It's a
Okay.
process, and I want to be very happy with the title. But we got some upbeat, up tempo club joints. We got some
Okay.
love songs. We got some breakup, struggle relationship
Mm.
songs. It's 10 songs on the album. We got a couple features on the album. Man, I think you all are going to enjoy it. I can't wait till you hear it. Yeah, I have an explicit version and a censored version. So
I love
yeah,
that. I love that. And when so the singles, let's focus on the singles because I respect the transparency, but the album's coming.
yep,
So right now we have enough out, and
yes,
we can find out on all streaming platforms.
yes.
Yes. So that means if you got Spotify, Apple Music, you better anything you think about, you gotta find it. Enough is there, and that's Adam Emil. You know how to find that shit, and it's
And hey,
called
rock
Enough.
with it. I mean, run up Spotify for me. If
Run
not
it up.
Spotify,
Run to Spotify.
my second top choice would be iTunes. And then
Okay.
after that, hey, feel free to choose your own. YouTube or Tidal or Pandora, whatever the case. But my first preference would be Spotify. Yeah.
Okay. Check out the Spotify.
Yep.
I love that. So before we end it, do you have any um words of wisdom you want to give to a person who might be wanting to be a artist that's coming up and thinking that the game is just, oh, I could just make a record and boom. Like, do you got some positive words to give someone out there?
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. This is not a game. There's no luck in this to me. There's no, it's a difficult game. It's challenging because a lot of people set their heights, way past where your success could be. You're looking at other people and making comparisons, and sometimes the cards are stacked in their favor. So if you love it, you can find moments of success. If you don't love it, leave it alone. Find something that you love because this game it'll kick your ass. You know. But other than that, work hard, stay dedicated, work with solid people that have quality sound, quality music. Um, Focus on lyrical content, touch people, give people something to walk away with. We've heard enough of I got bags, I got racks on racks. We've heard a lot of that. Let's be creative. Yeah.
Mhm. Amen. There you go. You got the words of the wise. My boy Adam Emil. Brother,
Yes,
I
sir.
can't wait. I know you're going to be doing amazing things. I've been
Thank
watching
you,
you
Twist.
on the social media, and I'm going to continue watching. And I'll keep spreading the song around too. As the material
Thank you.
comes out, I'll be looking forward. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes another episode of Let's Talk About It. Don't forget that you can tune in every week for new episodes on any platform that has podcasts. And don't forget that now you can watch me on YouTube and we can explore other commentary when it comes to mental health and what it is to be a person. And with that being said, miss y'all, love y'all, peace.